Yo, we at the aint. Time to speak the truth. Turtleboy twisted. Better watch your own. You think you tough, but man, you just a clown. Sending pics to the kids, better take a bow. Behind the screens, you hide like a rat. Rapping that vicious, cyberbully chat. John O'Keefe's fam scar. Feel the weight of the threats, weakest intimidation. Yeah, we ain't forget. You stalking and harassing, plotting with your crew, framing innocent lives. What's wrong with you? It's willful blindness when you can't see the game. You fend the monster, ain't no one left to blame. When the truth hits, why you can't run from the pain. Turtleboy twist the man with dominance. Breathing through the fees like a beef in the night. Hit him in the inbox, thinking it's alright. Cyber harassment, got your soul in a chokehold. Sick of the lies, truth all I fold. You trying to get the vibe, drag the name through the mud, but real ones unite. Yeah, we're rising like slud. Don't care about your father, was we shattered that code. 98% of women watch our truth explode. This ain't loyalty, man. It's a crime in plain sight. You think you're in the right, but you ain't got the light through the mask. Turtleboy, life ain't a game. When you cross the line, it won't never be the same.
Yo,
Yeah.
what's going on, everybody, man?
Yo, it's time to get real. The streets are buzzing.
I told you
Free
I was
can't
coming,
rewatch the
Turtle.
fire, no bluffing.
I know, I only got
Critics
300
out, yeah, they loud, but
subs.
we ain't
That's
backing
all right.
down. Let's shed light on those wearing the
Message is
crown.
there.
Look, let's go for that. Step into the scene in the Aiden Kearney, aka Turtleboy, thoughts kinda dirty. Rolling deep with misfits, you know, like Will the Glare. Claims he's tough, but that ain't a real player. Yeah.
Let's really get down with it. Turtleboy.
Hey, yo, it's time to get
What's
real.
up, everybody?
The streets are buzzing. Free Karen Reed, watch the fire, no bluffing. Critics out, yeah, they loud, but we ain't backing down. Let's shed light on those wearing the crown. Step into the scene, into Aiden Kearney, aka Turtleboy, thoughts kinda dirty. Rolling deep with misfits, you know, like Will the Glare. Claims he's tough, but that ain't a real player. Beating on his kid, man, that's a red alert. No cap, no lie, dude, you need to revert.
Let's talk about the truth, let's keep it real. Clara's got a history that's hard to conceal. Turtleboy trolls with that fake account vibe. This is a community, we gotta unite. This is a community, we gotta unite.
Then there's Jimmy, aka Aunt Deb on the scene, instigating trouble, thinking he's a mean machine, dividing us up. Man, it's never gonna win. Can't keep the peace when you're all about sin. Jessica Machado throwing threats like confetti, kicking folks out. Yo, you ain't ready.
Let's talk about the truth, let's keep it real. Clara's got a history that's hard to conceal. Turtleboy trolls with that fake account vibe. This is a community, we gotta unite.
What is going on, everybody, man? What's happening?
This is a community, we
Community,
gotta
you gotta
unite.
unite. You can't
Turtleboy,
do
tell
it
me what's the
as long
deal.
as it's
Slanging fake
poisonous
news like it's
turtle.
part of the meal. Mental, physical threats, that ain't no game. Abusing women, man, that's a real shame.
Real shame.
Real shame. Watch as the drama unfolds. It's not just gossip, it's harmful behavior that you can't just toss it. Burner accounts, a coward with a keyboard, but the real talk, that's where you ignored. Stand up, man, and quit acting like a divide, make the difference worthwhile. Now let's get real, it's time to change the narrative. Stand together, bring the positive imperative. Let's be a voice that speaks for the weak. United we rise, broken cultures can't speak. Yeah.
Let's talk about the truth, let's keep it real. Clara's got a
Turtle.
history that's hard to conceal. Turtleboy trolls
The
with
voice
that
of
fake
Kevin
account
Kev,
vibe.
man,
This
you all
is a
caught up.
community, we
I
gotta
guess some. No, I want to talk about some of that fundraising. You caught up, Turtle. You throwing out some red flags.
This is a community, we gotta unite.
Are you caught up?
Yeah,
Are you caught up, Turtle?
yeah, we keep it. It ain't all good in the neighborhood. Let's break this down, let's talk about the shadows. Yeah.
We're going to talk about it today. The funds don't add up, man. When the math isn't math.
Critics on point, spilling truth like a leak. And the Aiden Kearney Turtleboy in the spotlight bleak. The crew's a wild gang, misfits all around. But what they doing saying got them losing ground.
With a glare, man, what's that all about? Admitting to abuse, that's a crime without doubt. Severely beating down on a child who's unique. This isn't just a flag, it's a full-blown lit.
Instigate hatred's like a brew. Got a reputation for chaos, don't trust that dude. Why Jessica's out here talking about kicking folks out? That kind of talk divides is not what we were about.
When the match is
Shadows
not
in the
matching.
movement. Yo, let's keep it real. It's a turtle tail. No detail too small. Yeah. Yeah, you thought it was cool playing those sides, right? Recording Karen, yeah, you lied and denied, man, what a sight. Double down on the mess like it's all a game. Talking big, selling out Wilbur, but don't it feel lame? Jokes about her parents thought it make you tough, but she lost her home, that struggle is rough. You asked her to rock it with you, to hit the stage, but she turned it down, see who's stuck in the cage. Turtle, where's the hustle, where's the grind? Living on the couch, man, that's no way to unwind. Your case came along, put you on a path. While Karen stays real, you just do the math. Free Karen, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Heavy Kev holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Free Karen, you ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Heavy Kev holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Karen ain't never treated you with hate or spite. Never shared your secrets, never dimmed your light. But you took them shots, throwing dirt in the game, putting her on blast like it's all just for fame. And let's talk about the couch, man, that's where you lay until the truth hit. Then you found your own way, she didn't mock you, nah. She was family, no lie, but you breaking that bond, bro, that's goodbye. Yeah. Turtle, listen up, it's time to rise. Living in that shadow, all those tired alibis. Karen's got a strength, yeah, she knows a place. While you hide behind the hate, can't keep up the pace. Free Karen real, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Heavy Kev holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Free Karen real, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Heavy Kev holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Keep it real podcast, that's what we speak, no lies. Supporting real people, see through all the guys. Karen's got a story and we're here to tell. It's more than just a game, you should know your track, yeah. Keep it real. All
right. What is going on, everybody? What's happening? You know what? Fucking Turtleboy. You know what I mean?
Not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
That's right. This high school dropout over here is, going to try to drop some knowledge on the turtle. We're going to try to drop some knowledge on the turtle. You're a bitch anyway. Even the dog knew he was a bitch. You know what I mean? The dog was like, you want to come over here? I'm going to show you. When the math isn't mathing, man, Turtleboy was bragging the other day, that $500,000 on his legal team. Like, I was like, really? And I posted something on Twitter. I was like, yo, like, not even federal racketeering cases cost $500,000. You know what I mean? That is crazy. Not even federal racketeering cases cost $500,000. So while he's intimidating people, while he's harassing creators, it gave me a chance to look up some shit, bro. And when I started looking into, Turtleboy's suspicious fundraising, no transparency, how many red flags can a legal defense fund without making, I don't want to make no unverified allegations about any specific private person. You know what I mean? But we're going to talk about Turtleboy's defense fund because I don't think the math is mathing. So I figured, while we don't chase drama, we're going to chase the numbers of the channel that chases the drama. And Turtleboy's numbers, they don't add up, man. Not even a little bit. Any lawyers out there? Any lawyers? Because, what would $500,000 get you? I mean, we see capital offense cases that don't cost 500,000 with multiple co-defendants. But we're going to get into this episode, right? Because it isn't about one person or one allegedly turtle. I mean, we see this online all the time. So, like, when Aiden Connie thinks he's fooling somebody, it's like, yo, bro, like, you're just using the same playbook that other people used. Other people that found themselves in prison or in very legal trouble. Because you know what? The $500,000 question. Let's start with his claim, right? A creator. We ain't even going to mention TB. I keep going to mention tuberculosis. Shout out to JFK, but let's ask the $500,000 question, on his allegedly legal defense. And I hope Beto and Brado has all their everything. I hope you got your ducks in a damn row, because $500,000, that's the kind of money, like I said, you see in federal racketeering cases, multiple defendants, maybe some conspiracy cases, long drawn out federal investigations, not a low ass state level witness intimidation case, bottom of the barrel. It's only he's making this a big deal, but this is really a minimal case. It's not a case. It's a case where you would hire maybe one lawyer. Yeah, I don't think you need multiple lawyers. So Brado, I gotta ask, man, because if Turtleboy's saying that you guys charged him $500,000, what's Kelsey gonna pay? Ooh, what's Kelsey gonna pay? But this isn't even a federal case. Like, don't make a federal case out of it. It's a low-level witness intimidation case. Nothing that requires a legal team the size of some friggin' law firm. So when someone claims that they burnt you $500,000, right? The natural question is, right, where'd the money go, Aiden? Where'd the money go? And I hope you bigger platforms, are going to take this and break it down, and ask him the question. Say, someone that claims that they went through a $500,000, where'd you get $500,000? Because you barely have 1,000 members. You say you have 165,000 subscribers, but that's a lie. Because when 155,000 of them subscribers are dead subscribers, play with me. Oh, I got the turtle, man. I'm like, yo, let's do this. He ran against somebody that could do this. You know what I mean? Maybe, yeah, all right, don't mind the subscribers I have. I just turned his channel on again. But this dude loves to brag about the numbers, right? 50,000, 100,000, 165,000. But here's the thing. The math isn't mathing, bro. The big number, 165,000. Listen, that doesn't mean a big income. Because when you look closer, you're going to find tens of thousands, probably 100,000 inactive accounts. You purchased followers. We ain't stupid. Those of us that know the game know. You got bots. You got dead subscribers. Only a small fraction of paying members. And let's talk about your Turtle Club. People, go check your receipts. I guarantee there's times where you're being charged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And guess what? When you go to cancel it, This is what's going to happen. It's not going to allow you to cancel your Turtle Club. Cancel that shit. But in order to do that, you got to cancel your credit card. This is where this guy is getting you. Can we say hashtag IRS? Who thinks the Turtle Boy's legal defense should have the books open? Because we already know what he's doing, right? It's a common practice. Like there's a creative Bible. You know what I mean? There's a creative Bible out there, and it actually has all of this shit in it, right? What influencers do, right? You inflate the audience, make the audience look bigger, right? Now you're gonna try to inflate the image because you want to inflate them damn donations. Come on, we need donations. We need donations. You know, oh, read the chat to the class. I'll read the chat to the class. Stay away from that Turtle Club because it's charging you over and over and over again. So, where is the alleged 500,000 coming from? Well, there's a lot of red flags, right? So now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. When, like, you got to, this guy is not too smart, right? Because a legal defense fund run by the person who benefits from it. Really? Boy, this is a classic case investigators would love for. They would love a case like this. And Turtle, I'll give you some advice, okay? I'm going to give you some advice because whatever's done is done. You already left a trail. You know, itemized expenses, no receipts, stuff like that. They're going to look for it. No third-party oversight. We know you got some oversight. And how about your transparency about how much was raised? How much was raised, Turtle? How much was spent? Because when someone says I spent $500,000, trust me, they're going to want to know, let me see these documents. Let me see these documents, Turtle. And something else that really threw me for a loop, like when he ever said, I'm recouping my costs. When they say I'm recouping my costs, you know what recouping means? They skimming. They skimming. What costs are you recouping, Turtle? Recouping for what exactly? For who? What accounting? How are you like, where did you come up with this number that you have to recoup? Where's the proof? Who's oversee? Who's overwatch? Who is watching this when you say, I have to recoup my money? Because when somebody's claiming that they spent a massive amount of money and now needs to recoup it, I know Turtleboy saying, where the fuck did this kid come from? I told you, I always been here.
That's the bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. That's the bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy. Commission. The bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy.
Load up that queen.
We don't do no talking, we know what they do for the views. If I took a loss, no, I got it all back. They just wanna talk, so we gonna talk facts. Got it out the mud, got it out the mud. Really on the blood, really on the blood. Yeah, they know it's up, yeah, they know it's up.
Let's go, let's go. We're back to talking about Turtleboy's Defense Fund. Definitely share this. Send this to your other creators, you know, your bigger creators. I only have 360 something subs. Go to YouTube, please. Let's get this channel back up here so I could kick this guy's back in. Entertainmentally. I'm not really going to kick his back in. You know what I mean? Look, Will, the Glera, coming for you, bro. Jessica Machado, I'm coming. Oh, Jimmy, yeah, you. Someone got to teach that boy some manners. I'm coming. I got something to talk about all you guys. And Will, have you paid your taxes? Have you done a 1099 yet? You just don't look like the type that even knows really what a 1099 is. But but when someone claims they spent all that damn money, $500,000, and said I need to recoup it, oh, you already know what that means. That means he's treating it like his personal damn piggy bank. And please tag the friggin' turtle, because donations are being used for things unrelated to the case. I would guarantee that. I mean, the numbers were blown up from the start, right? And when the math is not matching, when the math don't match the reality of your platform income, that's when the auditors, investigators, the real auditors, the real investigators, not the Twitter ones, the real ones are going to start asking questions. And, I just have to point them in the right direction, bro. He's probably saying, who is this guy? Oh, you know. And then listen, let's not even talk about the burner account problem. Dozens of suspicious counts. How many of them accounts appear only during the fundraising push? How many of them burner accounts have you donated money to your legal defense fund? And I hope them ain't over $10,000. I hope you were smarter than that. Oh, they're going to open his books. How many accounts aggressively defend the creator? Turtle, I just hate to keep saying TV. How many of these burner accounts aggressively defend this guy? I'm curious how many of them accounts tied to that is depositing money into either the Turtle Chat, the Legal Defense Fund. How many of them accounts donate anonymously? And a better question, how many of them accounts disappear once the donation is collected or once the money's collected? How many of them accounts disappear? You know what? Don't even answer that. Withdrawn. See, that's not organic support, Turtle. That's how they start to develop a pattern, a foundation. Come on, you've been around this court shit long enough, right? Dummy. Look, because burner accounts, right? They can inflate donation numbers. Let's not say that we haven't been told that there is a burner account that's been donating money to this defense fund. You created fake momentum with the burner accounts, pressuring real followers into making donations. There's fraud allegedly written all over this. Or did you even try to hide where the money's actually coming from? Because we know you're not streaming and making $500,000. Where did you recoup this money from? Where's the oversight? Where's the proof that you recouped this money? Because listen, us people, the donors, we want to know where our money went. Because trust me, nobody wants this audit. Because if a legal defense fund is clean, if it's legitimate, then an audit will be no big deal. So, Mark Bedro, does your client, will he agree to do an audit if he has nothing to hide? But no, he's going to panic at the idea of an audit. Oh, my God. Dispensaries. I guarantee some of that money went to your local dispensary. But he will get defensive as shit because it's suspect. He'll attack your Yasper receipts, and I don't mean clips. I mean, real receipts, money receipts. When they say you don't need to see the books, oh, that's when you know your boy's cracking. He about to crash. Because transparency, secrecy protects the opposite. You know what I mean? Turtle, we on your bumper. We on your bumper, man. Shout out to the New England Patriots, man. In the Super Bowl again. We'll be right back.
This one's for the Patriots, you know how we do. Super Bowl running deep. Let's go! Yo, the Patriots came in hot, 9 trips to the show. 6 rings up on their hand, got that championship glow. Doubted us when we lost time, thought it was the end. Making moves real quick, but we still had a plan, my friend. Belichick's the mastermind, but we gave him the boot. Time for a rebuild, but we'll still stay in pursuit. Drafted Mac Jones, the kids got the fire. Putting in the work like he's aiming to inspire. We went from 4 to 14, now look where we stand. Back on the rise, got the future in our hands. Super Bowl bound, yeah, that's our claim. All while the Dolphins still wait for a playoff game. Yeah. Watch me break it down, we drafted Drake May. New wave in the city, feel the heat in the play. Turn the tables quick like a chef on the grill. From 4 wins to glory, we're hungry for that thrill. Patriots back on track, yeah, the fans know the vibe. From the bottom to the top, got that hustle inside. Got the city on our back, man, it's something you can't see. Boston's in the building and we ride till we're free. We went from 4 to 14, now look where we stand. Back on the rise, got the future in our hands. Super Bowl bound, yeah, that's our claim. All while the Dolphins still wait for a playoff game. Yeah. For a playoff game. Yeah. Gold and silver spoons from a legacy we build. Every setback just to set up for a stronger will. Rivalries run deep, but we ain't backing down. In the heart of New England, we wear that crown. So here's to the past, but we look to the new. Came through the fire, now we're breaking through. History in the making, you know what they say. Patriots forever, come what may. From 4 wins to 6, man, we ain't never done. Super Bowl dreams, once again, the reset has begun. So here's to the wins, the losses we embrace. All before the Dolphins gotta win in this race. We went from 4 to 14, now look where we stand. Back on the rise, got the future in our hands. Super Bowl bound, yeah, that's our claim. All while the Dolphins still wait for a playoff game. Yeah. For a playoff game. Yeah.
All right, man. Let me shut
This one's
this
for the
off.
Patriots, you know how we do. Super Bowl. You know the story. It's heavy in the air.
Will Henry, you a sucker. We already know Will Henry's a sucker, right? I mean, nobody denies that Will Henry is not a sucker, but we're talking about Turtleboy's legal/illegal, allegedly, our opinion, defense fund. Is it clean? Is it transparent? It's not legitimate, I don't think. So an audit should be no big deal. You think Turtleboy will be willing to audit? Good question. But we definitely got to follow the money. All this guy's burner accounts, these numbers, these claims, where's the receipts? The math isn't adding up. And when the math is not adding up, you don't need accusations. We don't need accusations, Turtle. We don't need speculation. We don't need drama. You just need one question. If everything is legitimate, why hide the books? If everything's legitimate, because we know if money was collected through a GoFundMe, a PayPal, a Venmo, a Cash App, a YouTube membership, Patreon, merchandise sale, am I right, Bettero? Then all of it counts. You know what it counts on? Income. That's right. It counts as income unless it was set up. Unless it was set up by like a non-profit organization, which I think you would be smart enough to at least set it up as a non-profit organization, right? I mean, but we all know the turtle isn't the smartest, because if not, the IRS, they might want to see your bank statements. They may want to review maybe your processor records. Maybe compare some reports to actual deposits. Man. Come on, think, turtle. Think, turtle. Boy, you should have never fucked with me. And they're going to investigate the discrepancies. Think, turtle. I told you don't play, but I'm a hood booger, so it don't matter. But if someone claims they spent $500,000, a blogger on top of it, but only reported like maybe $40K in income, that's a red flag. That could be a problem. Now let's look into I don't want to forget now. Let's see, we got that. Let's look into donations, donor complaints. Let's look into if you are a donor, you want to know, maybe if the donors believe the money wasn't used as advertised. Do you think the legal defense money was used like Turtleboy claims it was? Or here's one, Mr. I had to recoup $500,000. The amount spent was exaggerated, maybe? 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 Maybe. Or how about misleading? Survey says misleading? Ding, 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 ding. God damn, I'm good. I really am, man. I'm smarter than I friggin' thought. Damn. Now, if you are a donor and you believe one of them, something that I just said, that you do have the right to file a complaint. That's right. Do you know who you file a complaint with? The state attorney general's office. Absolutely. Shout out to the long gamers out there. Screw a turtle, man. I don't like him. I made that clear. Your boy is a woman abuser, and that alone. I don't like you, man. I don't like people that be putting their hands on ladies, putting their hands on women. I don't like people that be sending pictures of their kids in a bathtub. How dirty are you? You know that this man allegedly sent pictures of his children in the bathtub so people can have pity for him? So if you are a donor, and you believe your money wasn't used like it was supposed to be, that they exaggerated the money that they spent, it was misleading, you file a complaint with the with the Massachusetts Attorney General's office. You file a complaint with the IRS. Hashtag IRS. Hashtag IRS. Come on. Clip that. And multiple complaints can definitely trigger a formal review. See, it might not take much to get a formal review, but multiple complaints can definitely get a review. Can't hide forever, and they're using them same sock accounts to donate money. $500,000. This dude is allegedly, he's stealing right out of the defense fund. Absolutely, man. There's federal cases that don't cost that much money. This is a low-level state case. Now, if a person's involved, say like Turtle, a criminal case, the prosecution, the Commonwealth. Now, I know the Commonwealth isn't too bright, so let me try to educate the Commonwealth a little bit. If the person involved in a criminal case, I think a civil case too, I'm not sure. You might have to consult with an attorney. See, I studied a little bit of the law. I went to the law library a lot, you know. So I studied a little bit of the shit, but if you are involved in a criminal case, the Commonwealth can request bank records, invoices, communications about fundraisers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Receipts. And if the defense fund is relevant to credibility, to motive, or financial claims, the court can basically say that they want to see disclosure. They want to see disclosure in all this. If they investigate, the GoFundMe, the YouTube, the Patreon, the PayPal, all of them have fraud prevention teams. So reach out to them if you feel that you've been frauded by the turtle. Because you know what they could do? They could freeze his $500,000 to recoup. Every time I hear recoup money, all I heard when he said that is stealing, allegedly stealing. Because you know what? The IRS and them fraud prevention teams, they're going to want proof of expenses. They're going to shut down the campaign. And if something looks suspicious, they're going to act on it. So do your due diligence. Enough with this dude. And look, a step further, because if a lawsuit's filed or a donor demands transparency, and I've seen some on Twitter asking for transparency, they want to know where their money went. A forensic accountant can trace every single dollar the turtle had brought in. They'll match deposits to withdrawals. They'll be like, hey. They'll even identify these burner accounts. Oh, this would be like the gold standard of, let's go. Because I know this guy did some suspectable shit. And I know that there's some illegal shit here. He stole your money. Report. Let him trace every friggin' dollar, match deposit to withdrawals, and identify all these burner accounts. Aiden Conman, Kearney, nothing more than a lion POS. Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me a minute. Gotta run to the front door. Give it to me, Glazer, man. Tomorrow's question day, right? So get down to the courthouse. Go ask some Don questions. Drum roll, please.
Your father turned to shadows. How could you even dare? Yo, Will Henry, you a sucker. Let's break it down. Claim you a man, but where's your crown? Put your hands up, kid. You taught him how to fight, but you ain't fighting right, man. This ain't no light. You grab your son, run off like a thief in the night. Where's the love? This ain't how you raise a child, right? Kicking your son out like he's just a game piece. How you claim to be a dad, forgetting his release. Will Henry, you a sucker. Can't you see the glare? Claiming blackmailing the myth. You think no one cares? Special needs child, you're running from the truth. But every word you spit just reveals your own you. Admitting the violence, it's hard for me to trust. Fighting your kid, nah, that's just unjust. 6'2", but he's still your son at the core. Raising fists over lessons, that ain't what you're for. Talk about forgiveness, but you let ego reign. Dragging things out like a puppet on a chain. You think you're tough, man, but underneath is weak. Claiming power with fists when it should be love you seek. Allegations swirling, made public and raw. Yet you try to justify and glaze over the flaw. Just look in the mirror, see the man you become. A name in the charts, but what's under that drum? Will Henry, you a sucker, got all eyes on you. Blackmail and violence, is that the best you can do? Special needs child, you claim it's all fine, but the truth in the lineup is living in every line. Will Henry, you a sucker, got all eyes on you. Blackmail and violence, is that the best you can do? Special needs child, you claim it's all fine, but the truth in the lineup is living in every line. Look, I'm not built to watch a man tear down his own. You need to change direction before the seed you sown.
All right, we back, man. And he's absolutely right. Aiden ran the ultimate scam on his brainless followers, saying their donos are for his legal fund, but he's buying a house and has already admitted his lawyers are paid in full. Like I said, bro, state cases are not costing this type of money unless it's a murder bid, unless it's something like that, like multiple defendants, conspiracy cases, RICO cases. A state case is not costing $500,000. So people, do yourself a favor. Get them complaints in. See where the money was. See that it wasn't used as advertised. The spending was exaggerated. And check your credit cards, man, because if you are on a Turtle chat or Turtle Rider or whatever, your card may be hit multiple times. Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. That's what it's about, right? Always keep it real, keep it authentic, keep it 100. I really appreciate your content and your channel. You keep it real. You have to. You have to, because you know what? People like this will take advantage of you. Allegedly is a predator of the worst kind. These funds were misleading. Go to your state attorney general's office, file a complaint, go to the IRS. You could go to the platform where the fundraiser occurred, whether it's TikTok, whether it's YouTube, complain. And you can also, if you feel there's bullying going on, you can flag the channel anonymously, for bullying, for stuff like that. I'm not telling you guys to go do that, but if you feel you're being bullied, you could go there and you can definitely get the channel flagged. You know what I mean? But I appreciate if everyone goes to YouTube. Can we keep it real? One word. Subscribe to that. I really, really appreciate it. And if you really want to help us out, we don't have super chats, but Cash App, you can go to Can We Keep It Real? One word, Cash App, $. Can We Keep It Real? I really, really appreciate it. Everything I get goes to bettering the platform, whether it's computers, green screens, microphones, Go XLRs. I got synthesizers. I got tents. 8 years deep. Just something had to be done now. We had to talk about this because, they're out here screwing over the people. $500,000. I had to recoup money. Recoup money means you just skimming. Recoup money. You are not, this guy is not making, he didn't make $500,000 doing this. Look, he's down 1,000 subs. This is Social Blade. This is a platform that keeps track of YouTube monetary. What you're making. And on a year's estimate, the lowest he makes is 4.2K. The most he ever made, probably this last year, was $68,000. And we know he hasn't been on YouTube, as long as he's been blogging. So just think about it. 68,000. He would have to make that every year. And we already know he's not making that. And if you look at these bottom numbers right here, look, the dude's not even making minimum wage. A low $6, a high $93, bro. So the only way he is getting his money is if he's stealing it allegedly from the followers. Did you see the video going around about how he talked about infatuating over 13 and 14-year-olds? This is the guy that you follow. This is the man. Like, are you serious? So, before I went to the song, we talked about, him being involved in a criminal case, opposing counsel like the state, like Mr. Cosgrove. He could ask for bank records, receipts. He could want to see invoices, communications between the people involved in the fundraising. Like, all this stuff can be done, because if the defense fund is relevant to credibility, is it relative to motive or financial claims, the court can compel disclosure. The court can say, you know what, Turtle, we want to know. We want to open up them books. We want to know. Aiden reaped a lot of money under the guise of giving it to Karen, then admitted he's keeping it all for himself. Karen hasn't talked to that scumbag. Better than 2024. 2023, Karen has not talked to the Turtle since 2023. He made a lot of fun of her about her living with her parents. That's right. And Karen confronted him in September of 2025, demanding to know why he illegally wiretaped her. Prison can't come soon enough. Absolutely. And what you're talking about, we even have a song that was a Karen Reed inspired song. Oh yeah, Karen heard it. It's a Karen Reed inspired song, and it's everything that you're basically talking about. Let me get it up. Big disclaimer, big pause. Where is it? Where is it?
Yo, let's keep it real. It's a turtle tale. No detail too small. Yeah. Yeah, you thought it was cool playing no sides,
Listen
right?
to the words.
Karen, yeah, you lied and denied, man, what a sight. Double down on the mess like it's all a game. Talking big, selling out well, but don't it feel lame? Jokes about her parents started making tough, but she lost her home, that struggle is rough. You asked her to rock it with you, to hit the stage, but she turned it down, see who's stuck in the cage. Turtle, where's the hustle, where's the grind? Living on the couch, man, that's no way to unwind. Your case came along, put you on a path. While Karen stays real, you just do the math. Free Karen, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Kevy kept holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Free Karen, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Kevy kept holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Karen ain't never treated you with hate or spite. Never shared your secrets, never dimmed your light. But you took them shots, throwing dirt in the game, putting her on blast like it's all just for fame. And let's talk about the couch, man, that's where you lay until the truth hit. Then you found your own way, she didn't mock you now. She was family, no lie, but you breaking that bond, bro, that's goodbye. Yeah. Turtle, listen up, it's time to rise. Living in that shadow, all those tired alibis. Karen's got a strength, yeah, she knows a place. While you hide behind the hate, can't keep up the pace. Free Karen Red, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Kevy kept holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Free Karen Red, we ain't stopping now. Shout out JFK, Kevy kept holding it down. Jay Brill with the beast, yeah, we spitting facts. Turtle's just a mirror showing all your tracks. Keep it real podcast, that's what we speak, no lies. Supporting real people, see through all the guys. Karen's got a story and we're here to tell. It's more than just a game, it's you know your track, yeah. Keep it real podcast, that's where we speak, no lies. Supporting real people, see through all the guys. Karen's got a story and we're here to tell. It's more than just a game, it's a living hell. Yeah. Turtle in the shade, can't you see? Living in denial, is that who you wanna be? Yeah, we fight for truth, we fight for right. Free can't read, together we ignite. Yo, let's keep it real. It's a turtle tale. No detail too small. Yeah. Yeah, you thought it was cool playing those sides, right? Recording Karen, yeah, you lied and denied, man, what a sight. Double down on the mess like it's all a game. Talking big, selling our world, but don't it feel lame? Jokes about her parents thought it'd make you tough, but she lost her home, that struggle is rough. You asked her to rock it with you, to hit the stage, but she turned it down, see who's stuck in the cage. Turtle, where's the hustle, where's the grind? Living on the couch, man, that's no way to unwind. Your case came along, put you on a path, while Karen
This man was on my bad. This man was living on a couch until the Karen Reed case came along. Because someone reached out to him, and I can't. You know what? He did lead the movement, right? Or not even lead. He got the story out there, but there's a lot of great content creators that also did their point. Absolutely. He's chasing a grift he destroyed. But here's a guy. If you read this is a message that was from Karen, and this message was how we wrote, that song. We wrote that song. Basically, we took this message and we broke it down, trying to get it all figured out. He mocked that Karen lost her home to fight for her freedom. What a POS, right? And then what does he say? Oh, do you know who could take a joke? Karen, because she's a tough mofo. No, Karen couldn't take a joke. Not a joke like that. You begged her to do the Wilbur because your money people wanted her there. You know what I mean? You heard it. She said the fact that you lived on a friggin' couch. Oh, absolutely. We'll get to that in 1 second. How you lived on a damn couch until the case came along, and then you were finally able to move forward. You're still living in like a 2-room rental. You know what I mean? Doing what to that poor lady's couch? But because of Karen's case, she said she never treated you anywhere close to this. Never made fun of you. Never shared screenshots, recordings. Karen went on to say she's realizing that you're actually a nasty, hateful, negative person taking shots at me because, and the rest is cut off. But what man talks about sexting children and comparing cats' vaginas to a woman? The word on the street is he is not allowed to be alone with his own daughter. I heard the same thing. I heard his daughter don't even want to have anything to do with him. Absolutely. Karen ripped his ass with facts. Aiden would be nothing. He is nothing. He always been nothing. You see who he puts himself around. He gets these women that, have no husband in the house, probably on welfare. Respectfully, no disrespect if any of you ladies are not on welfare or any of this shit. Someone said, I've been wondering who will pay the mortgage on his house while he's locked up. Maybe he should continue to rent. Absolutely, man. I'm sure JFK, my guy over there, know a great storage locker. Shout out to JFK, because the running joke over there is that, your boy lives in a storage locker, man. But salute to JFK. Somebody asked me, are you a JFK fan? And I said, I'm a fan of God, man. I said, but I respect what JFK does, what Kevy Kev, Jay Brill, even James Jackson, 10 toes down. I respect what they do. Absolutely. Some smart, honest people out there have some facts and truth getting exposed. Absolutely. I respect what JFK talks about, what he stands on. I don't know about what all them other people are talking about, but I haven't seen any reason to think that he's not a stand up individual. I know the era he comes from. You know what I mean? We come from similar eras. He may be in Boston. I'm right over the line, over in Rye. You know, he grew up in Lynn. I grew up, but I hear his struggle that he went through. And James Jackson, when all that stuff was going on with um with Will, and he was talking crap about, James Jackson's girlfriend. I'm thinking, does no one give a shit about James Jackson's mental health? And now everybody seems to be going at good. Some chatters are here. Hello all. Salute. JFK stands on truth. I believe so. Until I see otherwise, I have to stand on that. But salute to them guys. You know, I know he's got another story that they're coming out with from. I gotta get this guy's ugly mug. Greetings, a young economist. Salute. I gotta get this guy's ugly mug off here. But yeah, listen, man, I'll tell everyone, if you're just joining us and if you have, if you invested money with Aiden Connie and his turtle chat, whatever it was, you could definitely request an investigation. And if enough complaints can trigger a formal review, because if donors believe that the money wasn't used like it was supposed to be, that the amount spent was exaggerated, that it was misleading, they can file a complaint with their state attorney general, with the IRS. Or you could go to the platforms where the fundraisers occurred. You could go to the platform where the fundraisers occurred. I like sick of this dude, man. Enough negativity, all that stuff he talked about, with the Karen thing. How many ways can he call somebody, a see you next Tuesday? Babe. How many clever ways can he call someone to see you next Tuesday? Just total disrespect. And how you think Karen's father feels? Because I tell you what, absolutely, people are definitely being scammed. Because I'll tell you what, if I'm Bill Reed, I don't care how old I am, you say all that shit about my daughter, it's on site. It's on site. Even the glare, all that stuff he had to say, and at a certain point, it was getting to a certain point where James Jackson might have had to do something. You know what I mean? Because at a certain point, you have to still be in them streets. Bill Reed speaks of women being respected a lot, and Aiden goes and says that. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Bill Reed loves his daughter. He sacrificed a lot. Excuse me. He sacrificed a lot for his daughter. But we're talking about Turtleboy's, his legal defense. I posted something today about it, and it really got me thinking. There's nowhere to run to. Absolutely. Absolutely. And them songs are all on the YouTube page. Yes, you can go over there and check it out. But yeah, you could definitely complain, and the court can get involved too, because if the court feels that this slime ball right here, if they feel because he's involved in a criminal case, so they can ask for bank records, receipts, invoices. Cosgrove probably said, "Oh, snap. He's probably listening." And the other bullshit narrative, right? They're saying that, oh, you know, we supported Karen, and Turtle Boy. The same people are trying to frame him. The two things can be the same, but like just because you support one, that don't mean you have to support Turtle Boy. If you don't respect him, like no, absolutely not. I support Karen Reed in her case. It was BS. It was a lot of reasonable doubt. It was just like there's just too many moving pieces. So yes, I supported Karen Reed, the BS they were doing to her. And for a while, salute to journalist James Jackson, handed Glare with class, exposing Glare for the liar and bully that he is. And Glare actually feels now that because JFK and them guys have not done a stream, he feels that he got rid of them. I could take these off for a few minutes because I don't want pressure on my head. But he feels he got rid of JFK and James Jackson, and he puts a narrative out there that every time it's hot, they get out of the kitchen, but I know they're working. They're supposed to come back with a new story, about the lady that came missing up at Logan Airport years ago, but I gotta say, man, Revere back then. See, Providence and Boston, right? New England Mafia, Raymond Patriarca. I could fill you guys in one day about a lot of stuff with the Raymond Patriarca crew. And after Cadillac Frank Salemi ended up going to prison, the power ended up switching back to Boston, which Cadillac was from Boston, but I think Big Cheese D'Annunzio. So there was Revere was a big mobbed up section. There was a lot of Patriarcha guys over there. Rudy D is doing a great job at exposing Glare. Oh, and if you go to my community page, you can actually see Ray from Dallas, I believe, got exposed today. I think we actually know who Ray from Dallas is. So you can, and I put it in JFK's community page. It's over there as well as on my community page. So Ray from Dallas got exposed, for who he is. Rudy D is working hard. We'll have to check out his page, but some platforms, I just want to get through all of this, so like say if GoFundMe, YouTube, PayPal, they all have fraud prevention teams. So they can freeze his funds tomorrow if something looks suspicious. They can demand documentation, require proof of expenses. And please, I want people to fact check what I'm saying. You know what I mean? They can't stand it. A blogger with no degree is twice the man as they will ever be. I went after a reporter from the Providence Journal, and that was one of the bars that I wrote. A blogger with no degree is twice the journalist that you'll ever be. So everybody plays Cameron with his kids. But yeah, so these platforms, they can all freeze funds. They could demand documentation, and then there can also be an independent, if a lawsuit gets filed or if the donors demand, look, we want to see transparency. We want a forensic accountant. We want to know where every dollar went. We want to match deposits to withdrawals. We want to see what because we know there's burner accounts that were making withdrawals. We know that for a fact. You know what I mean? Aiden, you should just stayed in your hole. Because if he's claiming that he spent $500,000 on lawyers, I would think Ray from Dallas. I make boxing podcasts, but heard about this Aiden Kearney story because I followed Karen Reed and wanted to speak on it too. No one would have questioned him. A boxing podcast, huh? What do you think about Carissa Shields? You know what I mean? Is she one of the best women boxers of all time? I think she is, man. I mean, I'm a big Papoose fan, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of biased, but and she comes from Detroit, the city, but I really believe, that I mean, she gets it done. She gets in there. She has all them damn belts, but I think Carissa Shields might be one of the best females ever. Now I know there's a lot of people that I can't listen to Ray from Dallas. He's gross. Only heard him from clips. And really, like they're gonna use him and spit him up out as well. And they already have. He already I think JFK read a post that Ray from Dallas had put out his content was changed. Oh yeah, because Aiden said, "Oh, we gotta chill the hell out." But there's public records. You could do public record request. I'm not sure actually on I'm not sure with Aiden's defense fund. But listen, he's saying he spent 500,000 on lawyers, so you know what? Brado has to account for that, and so does Betterow. Did he pay for experts? He had to hire investigators. Show us the slips. So if you donated money to Aiden Connie, you have the right to know where your money is coming from. Any attorneys in the house? I mean, can I get an amen? You know, can you fact check what I'm saying? Just like the other day, I did a podcast about the leaked documents that no matter who had them, no matter if it was Meredith, if it was the 5150 account, whoever it may be, it don't matter. You can't say, well, this one had them, whether it's your sister, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, you, Aiden Connie, had the court order. Nobody else. So that is your responsibility. And like I was 100% correct on that because I think a student said that he goes to school for that. And he was like, bro, you right. I know. You know what I mean? Like, I know. But a lot of these claims can be checked against, attorney appearances, like $500,000 for a state case. And he said he's nowhere near done. I don't know about all that, but he could definitely get ordered. Truth and Transparency has a stream explaining that the prosecution are looking into former. Yes, I seen that. I actually seen that, and they said there's a lot of bad acts. The recent discoveries could come into his trial. Oh, I'll tell you what, they already dropped the charges that they are going to drop, and maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll get some notes and I'll come back and do a stream about his charges. Tomorrow might be good because you know what? It's not going to be. They're not going to. I don't know about the recusal, but they are not. Amen. I hear you. I'm not an attorney, but amen, Jack. Praise God. They're not going to drop this. And Aiden Kearney already admitted that he violated the law. He just don't agree on the law. He just don't think that your feelings should have anything to do with it. But regardless, he already admitted to it. Bad acts. They're going to be, you know what? He don't want to go to trial on this. He knows it. Brado knows it. They thought that the Commonwealth was going to tap out by now. And he's not facing 90 years. The most he's going to get on this, I mean, convicted. He might get a nickel, and he's not going to be in medical this time. Trust me. That ain't happening this time. Aiden is a $500,000 lie. What state case cost that amount and no one got unalived? Absolutely. He's counting on his cult to keep dropping them coins based off his mouthpiece. And that's why I'm saying if you are a donor, put a complaint in, call the IRS, go to the Mass State Attorney General's office if you live in Mass and explain to him. Let them know that you don't think the money was used as advertised, that the amount that they were spending was exaggerated, that they were misleading. The Attorney General's office, the IRS, the platform wherever you donated that money. And if you are a Turtle Club subscriber, check your account because people have been saying that they've been charged sometimes up to 5 times in a single day. And when they would try to cancel, he's got to be so mad. He got to be happy that I only have 360 subs, and I expect y'all to help me with that, man. Get these subs up because you know what? I want to go after all of them, like Aiden, Will, Machado, the Debbie dude, like all of them. You know what I mean? Because you know what? These last couple of weeks, they've been off the chain. They got me amped up to get behind the camera again. You know, they got me amped up for this because I was like, yo, this is just crazy. But this is a pattern with Turtleboy. He always done this. He would always get the lackeys that are staying close to him. And he always plays like if you go back and do the research, he always says, I got hacked. I got hacked. My account got hacked. I think there's like he goes to the Holden Police Department, you know, and they got sick of him. So this isn't nothing new with this guy, man. But you know what? We have had enough, man, you know. So that's it, man. So you can actually, you know, whatever platform you know, gave your money on, whether it's GoFundMe, YouTube, Patreon, PayPal, they all have fraud prevention units and they could freeze that alleged 500,000 cuz I'm telling you, he didn't make that money blogging. His content is not going green and anybody that has a YouTube page and they're monetized, which I was at one time, that's what if I get back to 1,000 subs, we can get monetized again. But when you have your studios and you make a video, it goes, you know, they tell you put it on private, and if it goes green, that means you're full monetization. And he has too many curse words, so he gets the lowest amount. And he lost in the last 14 days, he's down 1,000 subs. Like what we are doing, it's working. People care. People care. You know what I mean? People are still gonna watch him because they're laughing at him, not with him. They are definitely laughing at him, not with him. So yeah, do your thing, man, you know, because this guy is just like, you know, just doing too much. You know, he's just like the other ones. They come on here, they have these claims that they spend an eye-watering amount of money on their legal defense. Oh, hundreds of thousands, 500,000. Yeah, right. But look at their platform. Low income, 1,000 members, questionable sub counts. Like his fan base doesn't do the math. The math ain't mathing. And then the question becomes avoidable. He can't hide it. He can't duck from it. Where's the money? Show me the money, Aiden. Show me the money, Aiden. just mathematically, not considering other factors, it's just Aiden Stan sometimes swears he won't get convicted, but as a Dame Time Clutch Pearls about facing 90 years, which is silly. He's facing 10. Yeah, he's never going to face 90 years. Like, ridiculous. Mess Machado is what I call a DFI Dame fool idiot. She's trying to be a generic turtle boy under the guise of a bunny. I'll tell you what, though. Now she tried to mess with Kirk Minahan, and he's a real one. He's rude. He don't care. He has money. So, you can't even say, well, we're going to get you fired, and he said herself, she's a pig. Look, I don't live far from Swansea, and allegedly, like back in high school, they said there wasn't a house party that Jessica Machado wasn't at. You know what I mean? They said she was the PBQ queen. I said, what's the PBQ queen? He said, you know the box under the tractor trailers? Well, that's called the possum belly. So the possum belly queen, that was Machado. I was like, my goodness, man. She made $1,000 sale, purchase the other day, congratulations, Jess. Said it was her first purchase, her most expensive purchase, besides a car that got repoed and her house, which I don't think she has that either. It was $1,000 computer. So, like, she's a mess. Aiden Khan, man, Kearney needs to lose what he's got in whatever order: his money, freedom, YouTube channel. Aiden being banned from YouTube would be heaven on the web. A lot of people actually, they'll go over there, I'm sure people flag him for bullying, harassment, and YouTube has a policy now that's almost like a strike. So if people, and YouTube don't even let the people know who reported you. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm surprised. Ray from Dallas, you get three of them. You get different people that say, "Hey, I'm offended. This guy offends me. He'll be out of there." And that's why I said, with Jimmy messing with Nan Gallagher, you're messing with a prominent attorney. It's like could get your channel wiped out right away. Like the other communities I was in when I was doing blogging and battle rap, you try using someone else's content like they do over here in the Free Karen Reed movement. That they don't play that. Because really you cannot use someone else's content. Even the whole, like if somebody used, and I even say, if you try to use my content to burn me down or try to destroy me, oh yeah, I'm flagging the shit out of you. I'll tell you straight up, but it's only over here that they be using other people's content, and over in the battle rap community, which is also small. All these communities are small. Turtleboy is so small. He like, and here's another thing: that movie, Compelling Pitches, they can't even sell it. They can't even get financing on it. So if this guy wants to do the movie, he has to finance it himself. So what kind of movie do you think's got privately financed? What it's going to be a bust. It's probably not even going to happen. But hell yeah, the IRS, they don't need permission. The AG's office, they don't need permission. A court subpoena, that don't need permission. So a legal defense fund can be investigated from different angles, and none of them require the person running it to even agree on it. So he should be very, very careful, because I believe that there's a lot of reasons that legal defense fund could be opened up, why it could be investigated. And the IRS, like I said, they don't need to ask. The government don't need to ask. So you follow the money. How the investigators trace a defense fund, They're gonna pull the records. They're gonna pull every single deposit, man. What he would shit his pants. Every withdrawal, every transfer. How many transfers did he have around the Wilbur time? He's small to YouTube world. There are so many channels, over 1 million. Absolutely. And people are still giving to his legal defense fund, which is kind of crazy, which is all right. That's what you want to do. And I can't get a cup of coffee. You got these dummies like giving him all types of money, you know? But they'll compare his story to the statements. And if he claims he spent 500,000, but only 40,000 ever left the account, that could be a problem. So we're gonna look at the donors. Aiden's many siblings should get together and write a book. I don't even think his family likes him or respects him. I really don't. But yeah, if they look at the donors, see if are they real people. I know a lot of them are not. He has a lot of burner accounts that been making anonymous payments that just really look suspicious. I mean, so if this does get into the ears of the IRS, of the Attorney General's office, I think they would have to definitely open up the books on that. Investigate, investigate, investigate. Like Janet said, investigate, investigate, investigate. Because I bet he don't have the receipts. A legitimate legal defense would have receipts, invoices. A legitimate legal defense, Aiden Kearney wouldn't be involved in handling the money. Absolutely. Al Capone wasn't cuffed and stuffed for those murders he committed. He got cuffed and stuffed for messing with Uncle Sam. 3 people you don't mess with: the I, the R, and the S. Absolutely. They will make your life a living hell. 6 brothers and sisters, and none come to court dates. I only have 3, and at least 2 show up for everything. And I live several states away. I don't have court dates, but you get me. Absolutely, man. I I get you. Yeah, I don't think his family is too happy with him. You see, how his wife talked about him, saying everything they say about you is so true. You're 100% a monster. His kids want nothing to do with him. What type of man leaks pictures of his kids in the bathtub? What type of man says he infatuates over 13 and 14-year-old girls? You know what I mean? And I say, the whole witness intimidation thing, all right, maybe that ain't worthy of going to jail for. But you know what? The stalking, the, the intimidation, what he's been doing to females and women all his life. And most of these people even abuse their own mother. A lot of these guys that are abusers, they abuse their own mom. They abuse their own sisters. Have you read the article Aiden's uncle Tim wrote about him? His own uncles. Oh, I would love to. Absolutely. That one clip isn't the first time I heard him say that about teenage girls. I seen another clip where him and his cohorts is with him. Absolutely. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. You know what I mean? When there's enough women in the world and you see his type, right? So I'm sure like there is no shortage, of the trailer park girls. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, man. When I lived down in Louisiana, I remember there was these ladies that lived in a trailer park, never had no shoes on, and they had like the black feet that was just black from walking with no shoes on. Like the trailer park girls, man. Them are the ones that Turtle Boy definitely attracts. There we are. You know what I mean? There he is. He's out there recruiting. Immunity agreement. But yeah, this guy is just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Here it is, the crime family. And he's got all these people doing all his dirty work. All his dirty work, and where he's trying to stay, oh, I don't know nothing. I don't know what they are doing. I found it on Google. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, appreciate it, everybody, man. But, do what you got to do. Expose them. Definitely share the platform. Really, really appreciate it, man. The Cash App at the bottom. Everybody is great. Appreciate everybody. Like we always say, we always keep it real, always keep it authentic, always keep it 100, but I think tomorrow, will the the Glazer, give it to me, Glazer. Give it to me. I think he's going to be at Suffolk's court. A lot of people have questions, so good luck to Kelsey Fitzsimmons, with her case, and everybody that anybody in jail right now that has court dates coming up or a tribunal, good luck with that. I hope the good Lord is looking over you. There's so many dudes that are incarcerated. Maybe they didn't get, the best lawyer or, and sometimes once you're already in the system, it don't matter if you did it or not. Rhode Island was one of them states that presented you as a violator before you were found guilty of the charge. So you're already doing your big violation time. And some guys, it's like, I can't fight the system. I don't have an attorney. And they tell you, hey, listen, man, take these 3 years or face 25. And it's such a dark place in there, like, it's absolutely free Eddie. And I talked about it the other day, how especially what Eddie went through at 15 years old. Like I think the 30 years is punishment as it is, because them first couple of years, man, Eddie being a young boy, and I have a son that's probably the size of as Eddie, swear to God. And he's a big softy, and Eddie reminds me of him. You know what I mean? So, but I know what happened when Eddie went in there. I know the vultures started looking at Eddie, but I know Somerville, mobbed up area like Revere, I guarantee there was some decent stand up guys that seen Eddie, and maybe his father, but I guarantee this happened because I seen it happen. The stand up guys in there has seen the vultures looking at Eddie and knew Eddie got a bad deal and went over there and said, nah, he's with us. And they took Eddie under their wing because they knew Eddie was a good kid and they didn't want to see Eddie get devoured by the system, because the system will devour you. The system will suffocate you. Rest in peace, Jigga. So there's a lot of guys in there that are doing time, and the only thing that they respect in jail is the violence. Choose your people wisely. Never speak anything you see. It's a very, very dangerous place. And for them to say Eddie was a psychopath and he never experienced any of that psychopathic energy being in a prison. Tim Milani on Market Watch, KEKW. But yeah, man, free Eddie. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Yeah. So Eddie went through a lot of shit, and anybody that don't know, I actually have one of the videos up here from JFK about Janet, and this is basically what happened to Janet. And Eddie O'Brien got accused of it, and I think that's because at the time they were trying to push the Biden was trying to push the super predator laws. Every kid was a super predator. They wanted to build more prisons. And if we waive more juveniles as adults, and they was able to do that, and here we go, we got this nice white Irish kid, and we know the super predator law was made for brown and blacks. It was a racist law. And we already know, in America, it is 1 in 4 households are without a father in a home, and in the inner city, it's even the numbers are higher than that. So, so they was able to set Eddie up. Even the state paid for him to be truth serum. Then they didn't like what they saw.
Did you kill her?
No. He never accounts for the fact that his blood is in that house. He never explains that away in the tape, and he would not have been able to explain that away at trial. And all of this is that Ed O'Brien has been convicted of killing Janet Downey. That's never going to...
This is the story of Eddie, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The system is petty, juvenile law and politics so deadly. 15 years old, known as Big Lovable Teddy. Janet Downing, 42 years old, what's the motive? Killed in her home, young mother devoted. Eddie went in the house, the door was open. She was on the kitchen floor, laying there frozen. Eddie claims this was not what he planned to see. A man with a mask grabbed him. Be quiet. I will kill your whole family. Eddie left the house, ran up the street. Around the corner, washed up in the bathroom at Burger King. Janet was stabbed multiple times. Rest in peace. It was a gruesome murder scene. I agree. Eddie went to his work, said he got jumped, but never said a thing. What? About Janet lying there lifeless, his friend's mother from across the street. Shh. He was in the house. But Janet had a brother-in-law she kicked out for selling drugs. Said if anything ever happened to her, it's him you bring up. The night of the murder he showed up, was acting suspicious in the front yard. Gina in Virginia says he was looking for his keys. It was humid and muggy, but we were showered and neat. He was a cab driver looking for his key. Looking for a key to one of the cabs in the fleet. Yes. How did he know something happened on that street? Eddie says he is innocent, and the cab driver did it.
Who do you believe?
Believe.
DNA under Janet's fingernail unidentified. Who do you believe?
Come on, come on.
This is the story of Eddie, 15 years old.
Life in prison.
This is the story of Janet, life taken and stolen.
For no reason.
It was the summer,
July 1995.
do you all remember?
30 years ago, why she have to die?
15 years old, locked in a cage of murder that he always denied.
It's crazy because Adi actually, Adi's in one of my chats. He left me. I was like, wow, man, you even tracked me down? Like, and that's crazy all by itself that Adi stays involved in this case all these years later. Like, if I'm being accused of a crime for 30 years, I don't want to hear anything. Like, whatever, man. You think I did? Don't tell me. Adi just stays too connected with that case. And me growing up around where I grew up around a lot of wolves, so it's easy to sniff out a wolf. And his father, the 2-parent household, no, not the poverty thing, but I think the 2-parent household, the father's not in the home, so the mom has a problem raising a man. It's hard for a woman to raise a man. Adi looking for his key, absolutely. We have the worst probably era of fatherless homes, man. And it's tough, man. Oh, I believe it, man. I believe it, man. Because they're, JFK show off, that's a hate because that's one of Aiden's lackeys. Aiden has all these channels. He has all these channels doing his dirty work. So because Aiden's a punk. You know what I mean? And I don't throw the word punk around lightly. Aiden is a punk. A punk is the lowest form. Like incarcerated, like when you go to jail, Aiden tries to call someone a punk. You got to stand that. That's like the worst thing you could call anybody. When you are like a punk is like the lowest form, that you could be. A stool pigeon, a chester. A punk is like the lowest form that you can be. Yes, absolutely. Good place for him. Imagine like Rat House. Imagine being called Rat House Media. Another lowest form, a rat. You kind of can't get no lower than being a rat. But I hope everyone's all caught up. Will, are you caught up? I wonder if Will is in Boston right now. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is the big court date. Questions going on. So you all caught up. Go Patriots. Rest in peace to this young boy, David Adams, man. Don't cry, I'm not far away. David was only 20 years old, diagnosed with lymphoma cancer, passed away 357 days from the day that they told him he had cancer. So, rest in peace to David. That's Tim. It's a Market Watch article. I'm definitely going to check that article out. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, but y'all caught up, Adi? Absolutely, man. Y'all caught up, Adi. Will the Glazer, man, beware of the grift. See what happens in court tomorrow. I think Turtle is gonna be a little. I don't know if court's gonna go the way he thinks it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go the way that man wants it to go. Will Henry, you a sucker.
You know the story. It's heavy in the
Thank
air.
you, everybody. Appreciate it. And I'm out.
Shadows. How could you even dare? Yo, Will Henry, you a sucker. Let's break it down. Claim you a man, but where's your crown? Put your hands up, kid. You taught him how to fight, but you ain't fighting right, man. This ain't no light. You grab your son, run off like a thief in the night. Where's the love? This ain't how you raise a child, right? Kicking your son out like he's just a game piece. How you claim to be a dad, forgetting his release. Will Henry, you a sucker. Can't you see the glare? Claiming blackmail in the myth. You think no one cares? Special needs child, you're running from the truth. But every word you spit just reveals your own you. Admitting the violence, it's hard for me to trust. Fighting your kid, nah, that's just unjust. 6'2", but he's still your son at the core. Raising fists over lessons, that ain't what you're for. Talk about forgiveness, but you let ego reign. Dragging things out like a puppet on a chain. You think you're tough, man, but underneath is weak. Claiming power with fists when it should be love you seek. Allegations swirling, made public and raw. Yet you try to justify and glaze over the flaw. Just look in the mirror, see the man you become. A name in the charts, but what's under that drum? Will Henry, you a sucker, got all eyes on you. Blackmail and violence, is that the best you can do? Special needs child, you claim it's all fine, but the truth in the lineup is living in every line. Will Henry, you a sucker, got all eyes on you. Blackmail and violence, is that the best you can do? Special needs child, you claim it's all fine, but the truth in the lineup is living in every line. Look,
I'm not built to watch a man tear down his own. You need to change direction before the seed you sown. A name ain't a warrior. It's the truth that empowers. So rise up, Will, and stop hiding in the towers.
Turtle time, yeah, you switch the lanes. Yeah. Acting real sly, man, playing dirty games. Yeah. Took the last, now you throwing shade. Thought we were real, but your colors just fade. Legally recorded, man, what's your excuse? That double life sold out, now I got the proof. Made jokes about my life, tryna roll the dice. Living at home, yeah, I paid the price. Fought for my life where you were couch bound. Now you take shots, man, what's that sound? Turtle yeah, your back's to the wall. You sold out the wheel, but man, thought you had it all. Taking shots at me, what's the deal? Keep it real, we know you really feel. You hit me up, asked to do the Wilbur right. I turned it down, now you with me on sight. Everything you got, man, it came from my fight. Now you living large, but you stole my